So today we have 75 new cases of coronavirus in Victoria. Obviously we're concerned by the increasing number and the upward trend, and we're monitoring the situation very closely. So this takes us to a total of 2,099 confirmed cases of coronavirus in Victoria. There's a net increase of 71 cases as 4 previous indeterminate cases have been reclassified. So the breakdown is we have 1 case in hotel quarantine, 14 linked to outbreaks, 37 were detected through routine testing, and 23 are still under investigation. And as you would appreciate, as new cases come through, in some cases very late into the previous evening, we're still looking, and the department is still looking at potential further links to known outbreaks of those ones that are both through routine testing as well as the ones under investigation. Thankfully, we have no new deaths reported overnight. That number remains at 20. We have 6 new cases believed to be community transmission, taking that to a total of 271. And there are currently 288 active cases in Victoria. 9 people in hospital, 1 in intensive care. 1,789 people who have recovered, and we now have exceeded 792,000 tests undertaken, and more than 15,000 since yesterday. And since we have been undertaking the suburban testing blitz, we now have exceeded 53,000 tests since that blitz commenced. So obviously we are analysing those testing results, and we'll have more to share with you hopefully tomorrow. But what I can say is that of many of the cases that have come through today, they are overwhelmingly concentrated in those priority suburbs. We've got many cases across the inner northern suburbs and the western suburbs of Melbourne, but not exclusively. And it's important to reiterate to the community that you're not immune from catching coronavirus by virtue of the postcode that you live in, that the risk is throughout the state of Victoria, and we want people to remain vigilant about this pandemic. One good piece of news is to share with you is that we did start the innovative saliva testing in Keilor Downs yesterday. I understand that more than 100 people undertook that test, and we're very, very grateful to the Doherty Institute for the amazing work that they've done, and I'll speak a little bit more about them in a moment before handing over to Sharon. But I'll just take you really quickly through the details that we do have around outbreaks. As I said, there's a number of them that are still to be determined whether there is a link between new cases and known outbreaks, and we believe that those numbers may well increase during the course of the day. If we have further details, of course, we will be sharing those with you as the day progresses. So firstly, there is now a link that's been established between the North Melbourne family outbreak and the Brimbank family outbreak. So 4 of the new cases have been linked to this outbreak, and the department is investigating the exact nature of the link there. We also have 3 new cases that are security contractors who were already in quarantine from the Stanford Plaza. So they've undertaken their day 11 test, as is standard practice where we have an outbreak. So those people already in quarantine as part of that. That brings that total to 23. We have 1 new case that is a close contact linked to the Wollert outbreak, bringing that total to 10. There are 3 new cases linked to a family, and this is a new outbreak, a family in Patterson Lakes and Listerfield, bringing the total in this outbreak to 4. There's also 3 new cases linked to a family outbreak in Truganina. This also is a new family outbreak, bringing that total to 5. We also have a number of cases that are linked to a number of schools. Obviously, it being school holidays, those schools are already closed, and all the schools will be thoroughly cleaned, and there will be contact tracing there involving both staff and students being followed up, and obviously the school communities being notified. The schools are Queen of Peace Parish Primary School in Altona, Aitken Hill Primary in Craigieburn, Maribyrnong College, Fitzroy High School, Port Phillip Specialist School, and El Taqwa College in Truganina. We also have a childcare centre, Guardian Childcare in Abbotsford, that's been closed for cleaning until Wednesday following a positive case in a child, and cleaning and contact tracing is underway there as well. We have a healthcare worker that's tested positive at the Melbourne Clinic in Richmond, and close contacts amongst both patients and staff will be identified and contacted, and the facility will be cleaned. We also have a staff member at the Red Cross processing facility. That's called the Lifeblood Red Cross processing facility, and there's contact tracing and underway, and cleaning will be undertaken as well. As I said, these cases come through in many instances very late in the course of the previous evening, and if there are further links to known outbreaks or any other vulnerable settings that are identified, we'll be sharing those with you during the course of the day.